we're now going to focus on structuring your campaigns and analyzing the results. These are a bit smaller sections, so let's hit it. Structuring your Instagram campaigns can have one of the biggest impacts on how profitable your campaigns are. So what does this mean? Campaigns have this simple structure. You have a campaign where you set the budget and your goal. Then you have ad sets under the campaign, like 3 ad sets with 3 different audiences and 3 different placements, for example. And ads, this is what the people see, the images and videos and texts called creatives, yeah, that people can see. That is the basic setup of an individual campaign. But how does this evolve if you have a lot of campaigns? So I divide my campaigns, let's say for every product, I have 2 different types of campaigns. I have prospecting campaigns, which has the job to keep the funnel fresh. Those are people who have not been in touch with me so far that I want to make aware of the Pirate Skills community, or in the case of the Pirate X remote guide, people you have not been in touch with that you want to show you're now in the remote event business. But once they have been in touch, they have now become much more valuable, especially when they have already visited your website. This is why I set up a completely different campaign for retargeting. Yeah? And the job of the retargeting campaign is to increase the conversion rate in your funnel. And I want to show you on how I set this up. But this is the basic. For every product you have, set up a prospecting campaign to keep the funnel fresh and a retargeting campaign to make it work better, yeah, to increase the conversion rate. If you have a very low budget, let's say you cannot spend more than 10 euro per day, yeah, 300 euros per month, just focus on the retargeting campaigns. It's so cheap. It costs you 10 euro to retarget 1,000 people who have visited your website every single day. And you first need that traffic, 1,000 people on your website. Yeah, so only if you have more money to spend than that, you should start going into prospecting. But prospecting is where the real money is. Retargeting just improves the conversion rates that you already have. Yeah. Yeah, you can't see the content of the slides. Yeah, I'm sorry that it's a bit hard to read. I know the tables, they can become really small. Yeah, but thanks for the feedback, Tom. But the money is really in the prospecting campaigns, because this is where the funnel is being filled. Yeah, and if you can convert new user, this is the holy grail of making cold traffic convert to paying customers and to making that cash flow positive. So let me show you on how I would ideally set up my prospecting campaigns, because this is essentially much harder than the retargeting stuff. So the first question I ask is, how many campaigns can I afford to have run in parallel? Let's say I have 10 products. Can I set up now 10 campaigns for each product, or even 2 campaigns per product? Probably not, or have to have a lot of budget. So how do I calculate how many campaigns I can have? I need to know my weekly budget. Let's say, yeah, we're gonna have an example on the next slide. I need to know my weekly budget. I need to know what a conversion that I optimize for costs. And I need to understand that every ad set that I have running needs to have at least 50 conversions per week to optimize itself effectively for conversions. That means if you do not choose traffic or engagement, but conversions, you should make sure that your event in every ad set fires at least 50 times per week. I have made it work with 30 as well, it's fine. But 50 is the recommended number, and that limits the amount of campaigns we can do greatly. So let's say you can spend 600 bucks per week. And you gather leads, you do this, you do your event promotion guidebook, and you spend now 600 bucks because you have a roughly 2.5K per month of budget, which is a nice starting point for Instagram ads, 2.5K per month. And you gather leads for 4 euros, yeah, which is already cheaper than they have seen it so far. That means you get 150 conversions per week. And if you need at least 50 per campaign, per ad set, you know, you can only have 3 ad set, and that means you can have 1 campaign with 3 ad set or 3 campaigns with 1 ad set each. So let's say you want to do the perfect setup for 3 campaigns. How would that look like? What I would do is the following setup. We're just talking about Instagram right now. So NF stands for newsfeed. So I would set up a campaign that has newsfeed and story combined in the ad set, and pair that with a lookalike audience. For example, the 3% purchase lookalike audience. The second campaign I would do, same placements, just the newsfeed and story. Why those? Because those are the highest performing placements on Instagram at the moment. I'm doing some experiments with Explore as well, but so far, newsfeed and stories are rocking my world. The second campaign is based on interest, so a bit broader. And the third campaign is based without any targeting. And this weirds out people no end. But no targeting plus conversion rate optimization gives Facebook and Instagram the biggest leash to do their own magic. Yeah, you just give them anybody, yeah, in the area that you want to work with the target age group and gender you prefer. And now Facebook has everybody in this audience to work with, and now it can really pick and choose which ones they like and which not. And the conversions that come in inform Facebook, oh, these were not good, but these were better. Let's start picking more in that area. So that would be my favorite prospecting setup. That means no retargeting, that is set up separately on a very low budget. But each of those campaigns now gets 50 euros, one with lookalikes, one with interest, and one without any targeting. And then after a while, I see, oh yeah, which one is working better? And you can pray for the no targeting to work better. Why? Because it's the least maintenance. You don't have to do any wild, crazy targeting thing anymore. Now your job becomes becoming more creative in the ad department. This is the first segment that we talked about in this meetup, creating more engaging ads. And how many ads would I put in here in each ad set? I would put in 3 ads in each ad set. They can be the same 3 ads across all 3 campaigns. So I have one product with 3 ads that I created for it, and I put them in each one of those 3 campaigns that just have one single ad set in it, based on those criteria. I hope this makes sense. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. On the retargeting end, I would do the following. Again, always newsfeed and story together. You can now customize the ads by the placement. And the first retargeting option is based on engagement, people who have interacted with your profile so far. The second one is based on people who have already visited your website, that is called page view. And the next one is based on people who have already gone down the journey. On an e-commerce store, it's something like add to cart. In a B2B scenario, it's more elite. Yeah, and so again, you have a broader retargeting audience with engaged, a little less broad with page views, very small with people who are highly engaged. So that would be my recommendation for the retargeting setup.